What am I carrying in this bag? We got a couple pots on the go, boiling some water. And look what I have. Look at this. And they're very, very lively. Not sure how many I got. They were going for $12 a pound. Last year we were paying about $7, $8 a pound. So the price got up quite a bit. They were going for $14 a pound. Now being local, we always love to get a deal. But I understand fishermen has to make a living as well. And a lot of times they don't get enough for their stock. But I can't wait. I love lobster. I love lobster more than crab. I can't wait. We're going to boil these up. First, we're going to move those elastic bands and be very careful because they are lively and I don't want to get pinched. So like I said, cutting the elastic bands off, and he got the scissors really good. Now they say if you put something in the other claw, you'll open this one, but try not to put a finger in there. That's just not a good idea. But there we go. There we go. So this one is very, very lively. Very lively. Another one, another one. Look at that. There we go. So this is the biggest one I got. Again, keep your fingers away from the claws because they want to pinch you. So we're going to put this one in the cast iron pot by himself. Yeah. So this is what we got going on. Oh, he's going to drop. He's going to drop. So again, gotta keep my hands away from their claws. The water is boiled. We're gonna just throw them right in. So we need to add some salt. So we have some coarse salt here. I should have did it before I added the lobster, but that's fine. So we're going to let this boil for probably about 15 minutes or so. Now once we added the lobster, kind of like the bubbling, the boil off the water, the temperature of the water dropped. So we're going to wait for it to go back up and we'll time it from there. Our lobster's done. I got some butter right here melting on the stove. We're going to put that to one side. Time to take up the lobster. Whoa. How nice is this? Look at that. I love the smell of lobster. Reminds me of working in the lobster plant in New Brunswick. That's amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Let's get another one. I didn't even count how many I had. This is a nice big one. Look at that. Look at that. That's 3. I got 6 lobsters. That's a good feed. 6 beautiful lobsters. Let's try to get this one out. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, need to remove that. Wow. Look at that. There we go. I'm gonna move the pot over. Get it off some of the heat. That one just don't seem like he's quite as orange. Wow. We're gonna try that one first. Looks amazing. Looks amazing. Oh, it's been a while and you're very hot. I need to break open that tail just to make sure that he's fully cooked. Make sure he's fully cooked. Oh, very hot. Yes, Rick, it's very hot. Done. Done. I need a bigger plate. Okay, this is a better plate. Let's do this. Let's get that tail open. There we go. There we go. Ooh, nice. Man, I love the smell of lobster. Love the smell of cooked lobster. Ooh, butter. Let's get the butter over. Look at that. I know you pay a lot of money for red lobster, but we get this locally. Cook it locally, right on the wood stove, in the cast iron, and the big pot. Delicious. Mm. Wow, it's cooked perfectly. Look at this. Just look. This was a female lobster. This is basically the eggs cooked, the roe. Very good. Considered a delicacy. And a lot of people won't eat it. I worked in a lobster plant for a few years in New Brunswick. We used to butcher the cooked lobster. I worked in the cannery. So we would butcher the lobster. We'd break the claws off, break the tail off from the body. The tail would go on one belt. The claws then would have to be butchered. Just simple like this. Claw, what they call a knuckle. And they will go on separate belts. They go at the end of the belt and they fill up. Little tubs would fill up. And then the workers would come over, grab a tub, go to their workstation. They'd have little picks, metal picks, big handle on it, little pick with a flat, almost like a screwdriver, but it's kind of rounded a bit. And they would actually we would break apart the knuckles as well. So we would break apart the knuckles. We went through tons of gloves because all these sharp points here always puncture your glove and your hands would get wet. So we would break apart all the knuckles as well. And they would pick out all the meat in each part of the knuckle. They'd put it in a container, and then that container would go get weighed. Then that would go to another section in the cannery where the meat would be canned. So it's amazing how much work it goes into processing a lobster. From the time it's fished, taken out of the water, to the can, to the grocery store, to your table. It's amazing how much time goes into it, how much processing goes into it. It is truly a delicious fish, seafood, shellfish. And people pay a lot of money for lobster. And there it is. I got 6 lobster. I paid $100 for 6. So it is more expensive than last year. I probably would have got about 10, 11 lobster last year for this same price. But fishermen got to make a living too, and I understand it's always great to have a higher price, but in reality, we're only going to spend so much money locally. If we spend $100 a season on lobster, we're still going to spend $100 on lobster. We're not going to spend $200 because the price doubled. You know what I mean? The economy is not the best right now, so people are still going to spend the same amount of money, basically. And it's sad, because the fishermen do deserve a lot more than what they get. It's a very, very dangerous job. We lost a couple fishermen last week. So that, you know, every spring during the crab and the lobster season in the 3 provinces there in the Atlantic provinces, we always hear about tragedy. So it is a job that's very dangerous, and a lot of people have lost their lives to fishing lobster and crab. So it's understandable that they want more money, more value for the job that they does and the risk that they take. So I don't mind. I'm still going to have my lobster. I mightn't have as many lobster, but I'm still going to be spending the same price for lobster. It's one of those things, brings back memories to me, and I just love it. I love the taste of it. A story about lobster. Well, in this province, not my generation, but the generation before me, if their father was a fisherman, a lobster fisherman, and they went to school with a lobster sandwich, they would be embarrassed. They would be ashamed that people would see that they had a lobster sandwich for their lunch. So back then, being a lobster fisherman wasn't respected like it is today. And even today, they still don't make much money. But back then, yeah, I heard stories from people. Fathers was lobster fishermen, their grandfathers lobster fishermen, and they said they would be ashamed if their mother put a lobster sandwich in for their lunch. They would hide away and eat it. Not today. If you had a lobster sandwich, you were proud of it. Just the difference. Just the difference. Back then, they didn't make much. And if you like lobster and you like snow crab, just watch this video over here. I enjoy lobster better, but that snow crab was incredible. And we'll see you in our next video.